come to the narrative, this time from Addis Ababa, the capital city of Ethiopia. So today was the second day, and it was quite interesting. I got up at around 6:30 in the morning, but it's so cold here, and it's so cozy in the bed that you don't want to get up actually. And the thing was, I was informed that the campsite was hot. So apparently I haven't brought any warm clothes, so it was quite challenging to actually wear two or three t-shirts and then actually go and sleep. So it was quite cozy. Didn't want to get up, but yeah, had to get up. And because after breakfast I was expected to go to the JRS office now, which is also the community center. For those of you all who don't know what is a community center, so a community center basically would mean an area or a place where these children, okay, who are refugees as well as from the host community, they come, they play together, they spend their time, so it's basically a place to get the youth to come together, so that they are engaged in constructive activities, rather than, because if they were on their own they could get involved in many other activities. So this is one of the ways, and plus you also have classes. Okay, so as I'll be explaining further on, there was the e-literacy program and the various departments, so where these youth and these children can basically engage themselves during the day, and by 5 o'clock they go back to their place. So yeah, so that was the community center, and so I got my permit processed. Okay, and the rest of the morning was spent with the next big task, and that is to change the date of my return ticket. So according to the original plan, I was supposed to fly back to Rome on the 16th of August. That was provided I was given a 45-day or a 3-month visa, but I just got a 30 days visa. So now I have to actually prepone my departure date. So before 1st of August I should be out of the country, or on the 1st of August. So that was a bit of a challenge. And well, then once I was able to get my date of departure changed, I went about visiting the various departments which are there in the compound actually there. So the first stop was at the library and the e-literacy program. So now this is open actually to refugees as well as the locals, and there were good collection of books, and they are allowed to take the books home and return it back once they finish reading it. And the e-literacy program basically consists in students doing online courses, okay, in their areas of interest. So you're interested in something, you take an online course, you do it, and the facilities are provided here. So they also have a certain time for their internet usage. The afternoon session is free, and this whole program is actually a free service. So every morning the students begin their online courses, and then they have a system where they are allowed around 90 minutes per student, depending on the rush, depending on the number of students available there. So 90 minutes per person, and well, if there's nobody, you can extend your time. So there's no hard and fast rule as such. And of course, if there's no one in queue, you can extend your time. Next also was the gender development program and the basic computer course for students. So well, today they were actually beginning the applications for the course, and I also basically got to know what work was done at the community center. So the JRS works here with 3 missions of protecting, serving and advocating for the refugees. And the mission is implemented in 4 categories, that is education, community, emergency and financial livelihood section. So under the education is the library service and training in English and computer from basic level to advanced. So that's basically with regards to the education part of it. Under community service, they have various sports activities for children. They also have a daycare center and music classes. So like they also prepare various teams for sports, and they feel that sports is a very good ways in which the refugees are given an opportunity to overcome their traumatic experiences. So because you should know, guys, that they come with a lot of traumatic experiences. They've had really bad experiences, in their own country and also during the whole migration process. So, by this is a way, in which they can basically come out of that and also maybe, start a better life, start a new life. So the JRS actually gives them a lot of opportunities to actually begin or, to have a good life there. So when we speak about the emergency assistance, it basically consists of a one-time financial assistance which they get upon arrival. So interviews are conducted. So they visit their homes, and based on the observation and based on the family size and their situation, they are given a certain sum of money till their case is registered by the ARA and the UN. So till they get their refugee status, they are provided with rice, oil and other basic amenities. Till the documentation is complete, they are given money and they live in rented homes. And next, based on the case, they are either allowed to live in the capital, that is Addis Ababa, or they are given passage to the campsites. And they also get permission to stay. If they get permission to stay, it means that they get all financial assistance from the United Nations. And if they're economic migrants, then they will be able to go back to the campus. If they feel persecution or some tension in the camp, then they can stay in Addis Ababa, that's the capital city. So now the refugees, majority of them are from Eritrea, which is the neighboring country, and Somalia. Some also come from Yemen, South Sudan, Congo, and from Burundi. So there are also refugees from Syria. And in the livelihood program, the refugees are given various life skills which would help them to get a livelihood, to earn a livelihood once they get back to their own land, or once they, resettle in another place. And after visiting the various departments, I also got to watch the volleyball match. So today basically they had a volleyball match between some of the refugees who actually are part of the community center and the refugees who are part of some other community center. So they had a friendly sort of a match among them. And then, so at lunchtime, I tasted injera. Now, injera is very similar to dosa. Indians would be familiar with dosa, so it's like very similar to it but more softer. It's got a bit of a sourish taste actually, and it's made of teff, which is a cereal. It's high in protein, high in fiber, no carbohydrates. So that was like really good news for me. And it's rich in iron and proteins, of course, so only healthy fiber. So after the lunch, basically I spent time with the kids, playing with them, and occasionally visiting the office when I needed a break. And around 4 o'clock, you could see the noise slowly reducing as the kids begin to go home, because by 5 they're supposed to leave the community center. And so later I was given a ride back to the residence, and then I went exploring the place, but of course I didn't go too far because I had to get back, and you're in a new place, so you don't want to explore too much and get lost. So that was another thing. I also got an opportunity to meet one of the volunteer who actually had gone to the campsite, and he was sharing with me his experience. And looking at that, there are many things to look forward actually, for the journey to the campsite. So basically, I'll be leaving on Monday. That's the 9th of July, and so let's see how things go on.